What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader. So what we're doing today is we're actually playing Minecraft, and I want to show you a few different graphics mods which actually make the game look better. So yesterday basically what we did was I made a video on Star Wars Battlefront 2 with modern graphics using loads of different graphics mods. Now basically the game didn't look like a 2019 game, but I pretty much made an old 2005 game look like a 2015 game. It looked pretty new, it looked pretty great, and it definitely didn't look like an old dated game. But there's only so far and so much you can do with graphics mods to kind of play around with things. So the challenge I wanted to set myself today was actually to try and make Minecraft the most modern as possible. Now if you think about games with the worst graphics, or I guess games with the most dated graphics, you probably think of Minecraft as one of the first, seeing as it uses 8-bit graphics and everything's pretty old style looking. Now we're running on Minecraft 1.14 right now. This is the latest update. I think it's 1.14.1, and as you can see we've got a pretty basic map just flying around in creative mode, and it's just a normal island with all the water around it. Now most of the map's already rendered, so when we do some panoramic views everything should look quite nice. Now the textures look pretty bland, they look pretty cartoony I guess, and they look really simple. That's just Minecraft. But what I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to show you a comparison by running a few different mods. Now I've already collected a few different mods. I've used Optifine, which allows you to kind of animate a lot of the ground textures and items in the game, and also mess with some textures and mess with other settings. And also in Optifine, the interesting thing is it allows you to install shaders. Now what shaders will do is they'll make everything look more visually stunning by making the water have reflections and the sun have different reflections on certain blocks on the ground, etc. So basically we're going to try and make the game look modernistic. It allows you to enable a lot more options than that. It allows you to make all the clouds look better, all the fog look better, and so much more. Optifine is basically the main graphical mod. So using Optifine and the shaders, the game already looks great, but I'm going to push it even further by taking another step and raise the bar by actually adding a texture pack, which is going to make the mod actually look photorealistic. So basically this texture pack I think is a 256 by 256, so all the textures are that size, so they're a lot larger than the normal 16 by 16 in Minecraft. And basically what that's going to do is it uses proper photography, real source images from the real world, and it puts them in Minecraft to try and make everything look as realistic and lifelike as possible. Now like I said before, there are a few limitations to this because obviously we're playing around with Minecraft, which is a cube game. Everything is still going to look slightly blocky. You can't really change that unless you change all the models, which is possible, but especially with the newest update it's kind of very hard to do so, and also there's not many mods that do this. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into 1.14 on the exact same map you look at now, and I'm just going to show you exactly what it looks like with the mods enabled. And then at the end of the video I'm going to do a comparison and show you both tours of the map synced together to show you what it looks like vanilla and with graphic mods. So we're now on the Optifine version of Minecraft. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into resource packs, and we have here LB Photorealism Reload. So LB Photorealism is our texture pack. It's slightly outdated, so we have got an updated version, and this is the thing that makes everything look really good. Now we already have Optifine and all the textures enabled, and what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to have a different HUD interface, and a lot of the items in game are going to look different as well, not only the ground items. So now we're going to jump in. Everything's enabled. We've got the water shader on, so there's reflections and it looks realistic and see-through rather than the just blocky blue one, and we have a lot of textures all around us. So as you can see, while we're in the sky you can see a lot of bloom and a lot of reflections from the light pouring through the trees. So this is the world. As you can see, this is with all the graphical mods on. As you can see, you can kind of see through a lot of the floor because not everything is rendered on this version, but you can already see the sand looks realistic. Like I said before, it is slightly blocky. It kind of looks like we're playing one of those copies of Minecraft where they have slightly better graphics. On Xbox Live there used to be a lot of Xbox Minecraft rip-offs before the official game came out on Xbox. It kind of looks like one of those. As you can see, the night sky looks all the more better. We have stars enabled, we have realistic clouds, so proper cloud textures, so it looks realistic. And a lot of the tree textures are kind of fluffy, a lot of these leaves are more fluffy. And an interesting thing you'll see, I'm going to try and show you this in daytime, especially for the comparison, because it's kind of hard to get a grip on what everything's like fully right now, mainly because not everything's rendered. But as you can see, I'll just try and give you a little sneak preview of the crops. Now you can probably still see them while it's dark, although I will give you a better representation when it's lighter. But as you can see, all of the plants and the flowers actually move. So all of the flora on the map and a lot of the crops actually all move, which is really interesting. Right, I'm just going to sleep in a bed because what I need to do is I need it to be daytime. So we're going to quickly make it daytime and we're going to sleep in the bed. Okay, so as you can see, it is actually now daytime, so we can get a good indication of what everything looks like. So we already have the sun rays from the sky. What's pretty cool is the sun actually does have proper light rays. What basically these rays do is they shine through the trees, because the trees aren't actually fully opaque, which is pretty interesting. So all the gaps in the trees, it actually shines through. And you'll see what I was talking about before. A lot of these crops up close, they actually move with the wind. So it's kind of giving off a fake effect that the crops and the plants are actually moving to the wind. So they are actually blown in the wind, which adds more realism as well. And that also happens with normal plants. They kind of all do the same thing. As you can see, we do have a few skeletons because it is daytime and they're still alive from the night time. And all of the grass textures, what's pretty interesting is if they are connected to a different type of block. For example, this is just pure sand. If we place down a normal grass block, it'll be the same. Basically, blocks that connect, it kind of merges part of the two blocks together, so it kind of seamlessly integrates. So that makes it more realistic also. And all of the tools look a lot more realistic as well. Obviously the models look the same, they're still really blocky, you can't really change that unless you change the models as they are. But all of the flowers, they look really realistic as well. If you go really close to them, they still look pixelated to a certain degree. That's mainly because obviously the texture size is still small. Even though it's larger, it's still small. And what looks really nice is just these plants. I'm not sure, I think these are the wheat plants, or maybe these are just the random bushes you see in game, but these look really nice, especially at distance as well. And if we just go close to the water, we actually have a clear water that does actually have reflections on it. Now there's small particles in the water, I'm not really sure what these are, which is pretty interesting, but if you look on the horizon, it looks a lot better than it usually does. This is basically what Minecraft looks like with all the graphic mods enabled. It looks pretty sweet, it looks a lot better than vanilla, and it's about as realistic as you're going to get it. On 1.14, this is one of the newer versions of Minecraft. This is about as good as you can get. Basically Optifine with all the shaders and texture packs. This is probably the most modernistic I could actually attempt to do. There's not so much really available, but with the right mods, you can make Minecraft look really nice. Now there are a lot of other different shaders as well, which I actually did find, but a lot of them did cause lag, because even though Minecraft's a dated game, you do have to have a good machine to run all these graphics mods, because they do actually utilize a lot of power, and some of them aren't really optimized or made very well. But even if we go up to the bark on the trees look really nice. One other thing which I feel like we could have done though, is I feel like we could have made the wood on the trees cylindrical. So if I find a way to change the model of the trees, I'll do an updated video, so the trees are actually round like in reality. That'd be kind of nice. I have seen that in some graphics videos, so I feel like that could be possible. But yeah, what's interesting as well is rocks are on the ground. Now these are kind of randomized, because these blocks, there's nothing really like this in the normal textures, and they kind of appear as a full 3D block. And there's just random stones around as well. That adds more realistic value as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a comparison of both vanilla Minecraft and modded texture Minecraft. And I'm going to give you a tour and a comparison of both. So if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and press subscribe. If you want to know which mods I did actually use, I will link and list every single one in the description as well, so you guys can actually download them. Let me know in the comment section below which game you want me to improve and enhance the graphics of next, because I really just want to make old games with dated graphics just look a lot better. It's really interesting just to see how far the modern community's come to actually improve everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.